In example 1, we're going to look at some expressions to be simplified. In part A, it looks like we have some base being raised to a 0th power. Remember that anything to the 0th power is 1, as long as that base is not equal to 0. So if you take a look, they give us a little disclaimer here. They're saying that x is not equal to 1/2, because if x was 1/2, then our base, 2x minus 1, that would simplify to be 0. And remember that 0 to the 0th power is indeterminate form. So we can say that anything to the 0th power is 1, as long as the base is not 0. Now let's take a look at part B. There's a little trick here. Some people are going to start saying, oh, let's see, that's 7 to the, and they'll be using shortcuts. But there is no shortcut that we can use to simplify this expression, because we're adding two terms, not like terms. So what that means is 7 squared plus 7 to the 2y power is simplified. Now you could call that 49 plus 49 to the y power. That means it just looks different. Either one of these answers would be correct. Now, let's just take a look at what if. What if this problem said 7 squared times 7 to the 2y power? Now we can use a shortcut because we're multiplying terms with the same base. Our base will remain the same, and we add the exponents. 2 plus 2y will become the exponent. That would be the answer if this was a multiplication problem. Okay. Now let's move on to part C. This looks like a nasty problem to try to do in our heads mentally all at one step. So we're going to go with this problem one step at a time. Start with this first fraction, p cubed over q to the 4th power. There's nothing we can do to simplify this because they don't have the same base. The numerator and denominator have different bases. Now let's look at the second fraction. We got p to the negative 2nd power in the numerator. Well, remember that negative exponents mean reciprocal. So p in the numerator, when we're taking reciprocal, we'll bring p to the denominator. And when we take a reciprocal, our exponent becomes positive. Now there's q in the denominator. Well, when you take the reciprocal, that'll move q to the numerator, and the exponent becomes positive. Now, we're going to take a look at the last fraction. We have the quantity p over q squared, all raised to the negative 1st power. So remember that negative exponents mean reciprocal. This will give us q squared over p. Now we have two options to continue this problem. We can multiply first and then simplify, or we can simplify first and then multiply. So in this case, we're going to multiply first. In the numerator, we have p cubed, and there's no other p's, so p cubed remains unchanged. In the numerator, we have q squared times q squared. That makes q to the 4th power. Now in the denominator, we have q to the 4th power with no other terms, no other q's. So q to the 4th power remains unchanged. Now we have p squared times p. Remember that p is really p to the 1st power. So p squared times p makes p cubed. Now we can simplify. 3 factors of p in the numerator make 3 factors of p in the denominator. 4 factors of q in the numerator will make 4 factors of the denominator. Anything divided by itself is 1. So this expression simplifies to be 1. Well, thank you for watching the video. I hope this was helpful. As always, if you have more questions, come on in during class or seminar or before or after school. Good luck with your practice problem.